Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know you guys were there. Anyway, a pleasant day to one and all. This is your good buddy Nick Brill of Mint English, and gee, I definitely missed you guys for the past days. I had to take a short break. I went to visit the sand, the surf, and the sun. In short, I went down to the beach and spent a few afternoons watching the beautiful sunset in a tropical setting. And yes, it was quite a good experience after so many months in the office and in the institution. Anyway, before I get carried away and start talking about my short stint down in the beach, let's get back to business. Let's get back to talking about English grammar. And I'd like to remind you guys out there that we are dealing with English grammar in the simplest way possible. Remember, I told you this once before and I'm going to say it one more time. Probably I'll be saying it again sometime in the future. In English grammar, no book will tell you that we need common sense in communication. Common sense in communication means saying something in English the simplest way possible. When we say something the simplest way possible, it does not give us much effort, or we do not have to express or to exert too much effort in doing so, and at the same time we are easier understood. So remember, if there's always an easier way to say something in the English language, do so, because that means you're using, or we are using, common sense. And so, well, if somebody out there would say we don't need common sense in English communication, I would say no, that's wrong. We need common sense in English communication because we say something the simplest way we can. It is easier for us. We exert less effort when we do so, and we are easier understood. All right. Today we are going to talk about the practical use of the helping verb do and does. Do as in D-O, there, and does as in D-O-E-S. Do and does are both used in the present tense, particularly the simple present tense. We use do with the pronouns I, you, we, and they. In short, we use do in the first person singular, which is I. Remember, first person singular simply refers to the person speaking, I. We also use do for the second person singular and plural, which happens to be you. Second person refers to the person being spoken to. We also use do for the first person plural. Plural means more than one, and that would be we in pronoun form. We do. We also use do for third person plural, which means more than one. Third person again simply refers to what? To the person or the persons being talked about. All right? A third person refers to the person being talked about. Here, for do, we use it for the third person plural, which means the persons or the people that we are talking about. We use do with them, right? Do with I, do with you, do with we, do with they. All right? So, if we use do for the first person singular, for the second person singular and plural, the first person plural, and the third person plural, we use does, spelled as D-O-E-S, for the third person singular. He, she, or it. All right? The persons, or the animal, or the thing we are talking about. Third person. Now let's have some examples using do. Do, by the way, is used for questions also. Do you know the way to the market? Yes, I do. All right? Do you like pizza? Yes, I do. See? Let's use it with I. Okay? Let's do it in a two-way manner. Let's come out with questions, and let's answer these questions also with the verb do. So again, do you know the way to market? Yes, I do. Okay? Do you know how to play basketball? Yes, I do. Okay? Do you go to church every Sunday? Yes, we do. Do they play soccer on the field every Saturday? Yes, they do. All right? Do you like me? Yes, you do. I hope so. Gee, I'm in a jolly mood today. You gotta forgive me for being in such a jolly mood today. I missed you guys. I should miss you guys more often. All right? So, I think we're done with do. It's so simple and it's so easy. Now, let's go to does and do. Oh, by the way, before I forget, do is also used for emphatic sentences. What do we mean when we say emphatic sentences? We simply emphasize. Okay? Do you love me or do I love you? Yes, I do. I do love you. See? What is the difference between the two sentences? I love you. I do love you. See? The difference is that in the second sentence, we emphasize, or I emphasize on the action of loving you. I do. I do love you. You got it? Does, we'll talk about does a few moments from now. Do they go to church on Sundays? Yes, they do. They do go to church on Sundays. We are emphasizing on the action. They do go to church on Sundays. You got it? So we may use do for affirmative sentences to emphasize on the action. The same is true with does. We'll touch on that a few moments from now. However, I would like to express and I would like to repeat that we use does, D-O-E-S, for the third person singular in English grammar. The third person singular refers to a singular person or thing that is being spoken about. And the pronoun forms of the third person singular are he, she, and it. All right? Now let's have some examples. Let's do so by making use of questions. Does David go to school? Yes, he does. Why did we use does? Because we are talking about David. And David is singular. He's only one. And since we are talking about David, that means in grammar, he is in the third person singular. Does Jenny play the piano? Yes, she does. She does play the piano. That's a big dog. Does it bite? Does it bite? Yes, it does. It bites. So you better be careful. Don't go near that big dog. All right? So, I think those examples are enough. And now I'd like to repeat what I said earlier. We could also make use of does in emphatic sentences or sentences that emphasize on actions. Just like she plays the piano. What is the difference between sentence 1, she plays the piano, and sentence 2, she does play the piano? The difference is that in the second sentence, we are emphasizing, giving more meaning, focusing on the action. What is the action? Play the piano. She does play the piano. By the way, in affirmative sentences, in the third person singular, we drop the S. We drop the S from the main verb when, and only when, we make use of the helping verb does. Take note. I will use the same example. She plays the piano. The verb in this sentence is plays. She plays the piano. There is an S. Why? Because it is in the third person singular. In the second sentence, she does play the piano. It is still in the third person singular. Why did we drop the S from the main verb, which is plays? It became she does play the piano. Simply because we made use of the helping verb does. So, in affirmative sentences, particularly in the simple present tense, when we make use of the helping verb does, spelled as D-O-E-S, we drop the S from the main verb. Again, I will repeat the example so that the examples so that you will not forget. She plays the piano. The verb is plays. It is third person singular, which means we are talking about the lady or the girl who plays the piano. We add an S to the main verb. We talked about this before already. In the second sentence, she does play the piano. It is still in the third person singular. We are still talking about the girl or the lady who plays the piano. However, we made use of the helping verb does. And when we do so, we drop or remove the S, the letter S, from the main verb. She does play the piano. She plays the piano. She does play the piano. Don't forget. Many speakers in English make that mistake. What mistake am I referring to? The mistake of when to add an S to the verb in the simple present tense and when not to add an S to the verb. So, whenever you meet the helping verb does in the third person singular, remember, you drop the S from the main verb or the main action word. Time is up for today. I'll catch you guys again next time. Please don't forget to practice. Whenever you practice, write down your examples and speak them out so that you will become more fluent using the English language. Have a nice day. Catch you again next time.